Star Wars just revealed where Maul has been since Order 66 and the end of the Clone Wars. What's going on, hyperdrivers? Shadow of Maul has finally dropped, and I got a chance to read it. And while it wasn't exactly what I was expecting, it did have a lot of really cool setup information in this comic, and I can't wait to dive into it with you guys. This has been my most anticipated comic ever since it was announced. It serves as a prequel to the upcoming events of the Maul Shadow Lord TV show series that's about to drop on Disney+. The comic was produced by Marvel, written by Benjamin Percy, illustrated by Maribek Musabekov, colored by Luis Guerrero, and this particular cover by Derek Chu, but there's a ton of variants, so you can tell that Disney's pushing this show pretty hard. My personal favorites are the covers by Bjorn Behrens and the MegaCon exclusive by John Jiang, but the most expensive one right now appears to be the Virgin cover by Dan Panosian. Now, before I dive into it, I want to give you guys a quick spoiler warning. If you want to read this one yourself, you may want to skip ahead to hear my final thoughts.
The first chapter is titled Broken Law. The story begins on the planet Janix, which appears to be a brand new location and one that I suspect will play a big role in the upcoming show. We are introduced to the police officer named Captain Lawson, who is currently being interrogated by an internal investigations officer named Clairvine Rule about the events that took place over the last week. Lawson is a former bounty hunter turned police officer, and from what we're seeing here, he definitely has a bit of a maverick cop attitude. Lawson enters a members-only club and orders a drink from a Dawotan bartender. While he waits for the drink, he notices a hooded individual sitting right next to him at the bar with a red cybernetic arm. Before Lawson can get a better look at him though, the bartender slides the drink over to him. But almost immediately, Lawson realizes something is wrong. The drink has been poisoned. The Dawotan reveals that he knows exactly who Lawson is and pulls out a massive hammer and attempts to kill him. But Lawson is not completely alone. Over his comlink, he calls Two Boots, a police droid assisting him with the operation. Two Boots rushes into the club and tries to subdue the bartender, but the Dawotan throws his hammer, smashing the containment glass and releasing a number of illegal alien specimens into the club. Lawson and Two Boots try to regain control of the situation, but the poison eventually takes hold and Lawson collapses. We then cut to police headquarters where Lawson is getting absolutely chewed out by his chief. Not only did Lawson and Two Boots make a complete mess of the operation, but all of the evidence connected to the smuggling ring was lost. Lawson believes that someone leaked the operation beforehand. Still, the chief gives him one more chance and assigns 3 officers under his command: Hendricks, Jam Jam, and Fraxmore. But Lawson quickly notices something interesting. Officer Hendricks has a red cybernetic arm just like the hooded individual Lawson saw at the club earlier. So Lawson decides to set up a test. He creates a fake operation claiming that they need to protect a witness connected to a crime and tells only the 4 officers about it. If someone leaks the information, he'll know who the mole is. We then cut to the safe house where Jam Jam suddenly finds himself in a firefight. Things escalate quickly and Jam Jam is blown up by a thermal detonator. It's revealed that Hendricks was the one that was attacking him. Before Hendricks can finish the job though, Two Boots intervenes and manages to capture him. But before Lawson can get any answers about who Hendricks is working for, a sniper takes Hendricks out, killing him and eliminating any chance at learning who is behind all of this. Back in the present timeline, the internal investigations officer wants more information from Lawson, but Lawson has had enough of this interrogation and simply walks out. The story then cuts to the Cena system, where a smuggler is speaking with someone about providing safe passage to Janix. The mysterious individual tells the smuggler that he'll take the ship, but he doesn't need the smuggler. He then ignites a red lightsaber and kills him, and in the final reveal, it's Darth Maul. And we even get a pretty good look at least half of what this new double-bladed lightsaber looks like. And that's where this first issue ends.
So right off the bat, I think the art is fantastic. It's dark and moody in tone, and it really reflects what we saw in the trailer. So I think this is going to be a great companion to what we're seeing in the TV show. Now, at first glance, the name of the comic is Shadow of Maul, and we only get Maul in one panel at the very end of the comic. So that's kind of alarming at first when you think about it, but not when you see what it's trying to set up. This comic actually sets up the planet that I think most of the show is going to take place on, the planet Janix. We catch up with Darth Maul on the Cena system, which I think is going to be about a week or 2 after the events of what we saw at the end of the Clone Wars. He's stuck on the planet because of the whole chain code orders that have been carried out by the Empire. So he needs a smuggler to get him off world. I imagine the ship that he used when he escaped the ship with Ahsoka is probably either destroyed or something like that along the lines has happened. So that's really, I can only estimate right here. Now, like I said, it sets up the planet. It sets up, the syndicate system that's there already. It's established itself, how corrupt the planet is, which is perfect for what Maul wants to do in setting up a shadow syndicate to go up against the Emperor and the Empire, right? So I think that's really neat. You get to meet this this cop, you know, Lawson. I'm not sure how I feel about him yet. He could be a bigger player in the TV show, but what I'm seeing right here is he's got kind of this maverick spirit to him, almost like a Commissioner Gordon almost. But the problem, of course, is that there's no law there, and it seems like Lawson is the only one that's trying to stop it all. But there's nobody there to help him. So he's there all alone trying to stop these syndicates from doing what they're doing, and it's just a corrupt planet. And it seems like that's the stage that's being set. But one thing's for certain, though, he's about to get a bigger problem because Maul's heading to Janix, at least in the next issue. Now, how this whole dynamic's going to play between Lawson and Maul, I don't know how that's going to unfold in the comics, and I don't even know if that's going to be something that it unfolds even further in the TV show. I imagine that's exactly where it's headed, but I'm definitely interested to see what happens next. So if you got a chance to read the comic, what do you think about it so far? Let me know about it in the comments below. And until next time, may the force be with you.